Hey everybody, it's AMV Reverted Studios here once again with another MapleStory video. Now, before I get into this video, there is some server lag going on when I was doing the Monster Park, so I do apologize for that. But yes, hopefully you can listen to the commentary and not be so annoyed by the lag, because it kind of annoyed me. Anyway, in today's video, I want to talk about what I miss about the old MapleStory. And I'm not one of those people that's, sitting there on the bandwagon of Big Bang killed MapleStory, Big Bang's the reason why MapleStory sucks, blah, 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 blah. No, I'm not saying that. I'm just here to express what I personally liked about the old MapleStory, and this even goes a little bit past the Big Bang update. Old training spots. I am a big grinder. I love grinding. I love training. And I miss the old training spots, such as Haunted House with the scarecrows and oh god, I miss that so much. Even the little zombies when you're like level 20 and you had to be in a party, and when you went to scarecrows and you had to be in a party, and voodoos and hoodoos, and if you were strong enough, you could solo, but most of the time you were in what? A party. And it made training so much more fun because it was actually somewhat of a challenge, and you made friends along the way, if not a guild or a family. Old MP3. Enough said. Old Lee Free. I guess this goes pre-Big Bang, when you could actually train at Skelegons. And the old Lionheart Castle is probably something I miss the most. I mean, holy crap, that's where everybody became friends with everybody. That's where people found guilds. That's where people found family members and juniors. That's where people would sit there for hours a day grinding away with their friends, their guilds, their family members, and level up. And when you finally hit that 165, either go to the Beowulfs or to Stronghold. And it was probably the most accomplishing feeling in the world when you could finally get out of Lionheart Castle and go to Stronghold. But a lot of people stayed at Stronghold till 200. Now that place is collecting dust and is like completely empty. Another thing I miss is 4th job skill quests. When you actually had to earn your 4th job. It wasn't optional. You had to do it if you wanted to get your 4th job skills. And when you finally did complete that hard quest at the end, and you finally received your 4th job skills, you actually felt accomplished. Until, of course, you found out that you needed to go find skill books, which is another thing that I kind of miss. Because you needed skill books. Not mastery books, but skill books. There were certain 4th job skills for certain classes that you could not use. You had to earn them through bosses like Zakum and Horntail. And so most of the time you would end up in a party at Zakum 5, 6, 7 times before you got your skill book. And when you did, you felt awesome. When Monster Park actually helped, and Monster Carnival. Who remembers Monster Carnival? Holy crap. I miss Monster Carnival. That was probably one of the best places to level up at a early level, was Monster Park and Monster Carnival. Because they were actually worth something, and then Monster Park got nerfed, and Monster Carnival just got ripped away from us. Something I miss the most is the bonding aspect of MapleStory, such as party quests. Bosses needed a party and were actually challenging. Now, honestly, it's more beneficial to do things alone, so that bonding aspect is more and more being ripped away from us. People would actually train in big parties at Lionheart Castle and Stronghold. Now it's just soloing maps pretty much, or 6 random people who don't really know each other, and 4 or 5 of them are just AFK leeching while one person solos the map. You actually had time to get to know people and make friends. Now, all of a sudden, it's just a race to get to 200 plus and good damage with almost no one helping you. Now, it's pretty much just a solo stigma. Nobody wants to do party quests together. Nobody wants to fight bosses together unless somebody is too weak to do a boss by themselves. Then they ask to be carried. And I really miss being able to do party bosses. Like when it wasn't just, oh, I need to solo this boss so I can loot everything and not share any EXP or any of the items with anybody because I want it all for myself. Because people are getting selfish with this game now, and it sucks. I remember when you would do old Horntail or old Zakum, and if you were looking for something, you'd be like, hey, this is the, I don't know, skill book, or this is the weapon I'm looking for, please don't pick it up, and other players would actually respect that and not pick it up. Now everybody has those auto loots on their pets, which, yes, granted is useful, especially when you're farming, but they don't even think about it and they just pick up everything for themselves, or people are scrambling around the map to pick up as much as they can, and oftentimes if you don't have an auto loot pet, you end up getting nothing from bosses, even if you did most of the work. There's really no community play anymore, but, you know, I kind of just explained that. I miss when quests actually gave you useful stuff. When you did some long line of quests, or pre-quests, or what have you. When you actually got useful things. Now, you know, there are quests that are like 190 plus or 200 plus and you get blue potions. Or not power elixirs, the blue elixirs or blue potions. It's like, yeah, no. Nexon is making quests, like regular quests, not even worth doing because you don't get anything useful out of them. And you don't really get a decent amount of EXP doing them either. So really, quests are just pretty much useless. So what does that leave us to do? Daily bosses for looting, spending money on NX to get even more power hungry and powerful, and dive deeper and deeper into the solo stigma of this game. Yeah, it's kind of depressing when you think about it, because MapleStory used to be a big community where everybody wanted to help each other. People would actually take the time to sit around and talk, not just, as you see in this clip, I'm talking to a couple of my guildies, but then there's just a bunch of people scrambled around the map, AFK. Just sitting there, for no reason, doing nothing. And a couple of them are actually in my guild, but that's not the point. MapleStory has, in my personal opinion, gone downhill a lot, and it isn't as much fun as it used to be, which is very sad. I used to have a ton of fun on this game, and I still do have fun, and I love making videos, revolving around MapleStory, and I'm finally hitting a point in MapleStory where I'm past 200, and I'm actually getting stronger, and it's going. And I'm making progress, and I'm just going to keep making progress until I feel like it's good enough. Because unfortunately, that's all you can do in this game anymore. There's no family rep system anymore. There's no real party quests that people can do together. Bosses are being easily soloed unless it's like Lotus or, Hard Magnus or Cygnus or, any of those new bosses that came out, like the Damien boss. You know, I'm glad that there are harder bosses now, so people actually have to go in groups, work together to defeat these bosses, and that they can't just be soloed. Anyway, this is AMV Reverted Studios. I think I've said enough, so thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.